Hi everybody, it's Jennifer. I wanted to give you a quick introduction to the New York State teaching standards and just talk a little bit about reading that document, what's included, and what you should be looking out for. You may want to have the New York State teaching standards documents with you when you're looking at this presentation. So, the New York State teaching standards, they're what New York State teachers are expected to know and be able to do. They define the competencies around teaching, and they're used in the Annual Professional Performance Review, or the APPR. The standards are grouped into 7 areas. 1. Knowledge of students and student learning. 2. Knowledge of content and instructional planning. 3. Instructional practice. 4. Learning environment. 5. Assessment for student learning. 6. Professional responsibilities and collaboration. And 7. Professional growth. Each standard is listed in the packet with a description of what it means, and then with the elements with performance indicators. Let's take a look at an example of what that means for Standard 1. Standard 1 is knowledge of students and student learning, something we want all teachers to know. So the standard is knowledge of students and student learning, and the indicator is teachers acquire knowledge of each student and demonstrate knowledge of student development and learning to promote achievement for all students. Then inside that standard, they're broken into smaller components of that overarching goal called an element. So there'll be multiple elements for each standard. Under the element, then is a performance indicator, which is what they're going to be measuring teacher performance. They're going to be measuring teacher performance around the performance indicators. So for Standard 1, the first element is that teachers demonstrate knowledge of child and adolescent development, including students' cognitive, language, social, emotional, and physical developmental levels. So performance indicators are: A. Teachers describe orally and in writing an understanding of the developmental characteristics of their students. B. Teachers create developmentally appropriate lessons that address students' learning differences and needs. C. Teachers implement lessons and modify instruction based on students' developmental needs. So I won't read through with you all of the teaching standards and elements, but that's a little bit about how they're laid out. I really recommend that you take a look at them, know that they exist, read through them, understand that this is what in New York State we are expecting teachers to know and be able to do. These are the things that as a teacher you'd be evaluated around. This is a good list to keep in mind when you're out doing your educational observations. How are the teachers that you're observing meeting these performance indicators? Can you tell? This semester we'll be talking about some of the specific performances teachers are expected to have relating to these teaching standards. So we'll be revisiting these throughout the semester. Hope that helps.